Hi there, welcome to Useful Things. My name's Paul and today I'm kind of going to show you how to make a port area. And I've had this request and I was hoping to do this a couple of weeks ago but just haven't been able to get around to it in the way that I wanted to. But finally this video's been uploaded and it's just kind of creating a port area in the city. Now I love the terrain tool, it's really helpful, and so what I've created is kind of these pier type things that are going to stick out. So we're going to have a few of those in this area. This port actually is going to be on the east side of my city. So my city is divided up into essentially, I guess you could say, 3 land masses and a couple of decent sized islands as well. So there's a middle land mass, which is kind of, I guess, almost, I guess you could say kind of a Manhattan-esque landmass, and then this is another peninsula on the east side of the island. And I've decided on this one, this is where my military base is. So to the north of this port area and docks is the military base, and then next to the military base is the space center. Now if you want to know how to make a military base or a space center, I actually have videos on each of those and you'll find those on my channel. And if you're looking, if this is the first time you're seeing one of my videos and you're looking at that, hey man, he's got 71,000 gold and 10 billion silver. How did he do that? Well, I've got videos on that as well, in how to essentially create $1 billion an hour in terms of Designer City 2 income. I wish I knew to do that in real life because that would be fun, but also a crazy amount of money that I'd never be able to spend. But yeah, so I got videos on those that are helpful, and also the different buildings and things that can help you get that quicker. I think probably to go from playing the game from scratch to $1 billion an hour in income could take anywhere between 4 and 7 days of some serious game time. And that's game time with living a relatively normal life, not only playing Designer City 2, which I don't do that much actually, believe it or not, because I do have a full life of family and work and everything else, and so I just kind of make these videos in my spare time because I enjoy it and it's fun. And that's why it's taking this one a bit longer than normal, just because of family commitments and things. I was hoping to get this out a couple of weeks ago. But here is, as you can see in the dock area, we've kind of got the port pieces. And on top of that as well, I've added the ferry pieces, which are just to the left, and there's a Coast Guard stations. The ferry pieces are okay. I'm not massively impressed by them. They look all right, got the Coast Guard areas, but I do like the port pieces, especially with the big boats. I think the big boats are a lot of fun, and every time you add something to the waterways, it just really brings them to life. I don't know if you noticed that, it just begins to make the city come alive and active. I don't know if you noticed there was a Coast Guard boat just popping out, one of those orange ones. They're kind of rare to see. And one of the things that has come in one of the updates, I believe, is the extra container yards. And I think the container yards really add a good amount to it, and so you can kind of see more container pieces and they just really bring it to life. So as you've seen at the moment, we've got this kind of east side port of my city just right on the ocean front. I'm going to add an inland one towards the end of the video and you'll be able to see that in a few bits. So I'll build a canal going into the city. So when you suddenly start seeing the video jump and you see the river area and the inland canal come in, that's what that is, and that's on the west side of the city near the airport and by the industrial area and things like that. So I think probably what would be good at some point is to do another city tour. I haven't quite finished this one. This is quite a lot of land mass to do, but I was thinking my next video, just to kind of celebrate the fact that we got the Olympics going on this year, is to create an Olympic city in some of the I think in the community section of the game, you'll see some Olympic swimming pools and Olympic stadia. And it'd be really great to examine what does it take to become an Olympic city? What infrastructure do you need and everything else? And make this city basically capable of holding the Olympics and So maybe that's a video I'll do next after this one, and it'll just allow me to build some more sports areas, some of which I already have, because I love building sports areas, putting stadiums in the city. But I've noticed some people kind of overdo it. They just have this section with about 5 or 6 stadiums that doesn't look maybe nice or special. And the devil's in the details, or should I say the beauty's in the details when it comes to something like Designer City 2 and that. And so we want to make sure that as much as possible areas are looking aesthetically pleasing, and that's just by adding little touches and details, like you've got the container yards there, the warehouses, and just adding a few of these control towers for each pier as well on there. Now, one thing I haven't added to this section in this video, which I've already filmed and then realized I'd missed it out, is in the industrial section there's some fishing ports, and the fishing ports have been added since, and so maybe when I do a city tour I can point that out where they've been added, but they're quite useful. So if you're building a port area, make sure you don't stick just to the transport area, but you also go and look at the fishing ports in the industrial section and add those. So there we go. This is kind of the port area almost complete. What I'm going to add next is just some warehouses, just to kind of build this area up. And eventually, I've already done this prior to this recording, because I did the recordings a while ago when I was playing the game. It's just getting around to doing the voice thing and the uploading. But one of the things I've done, I've built up around this area a bit more, so it feels a bit less sparse. And I think just kind of adding some of these industrial warehouses, especially the large ones, really make this area a bit more unique, and makes it feel live and vibrant, like something's going on. And that's kind of part of the game, actually, is you want the right amount of space juxtaposed with the right amount of detail and stuff going on, basically. And so you can see that there we go. So now we're in a different section of the city. This is the the west side of the city, and here we go. See the canal being built there, and that's doing so. And the reason I've put one here is because if you can see kind of a little bit at the top of the screen there, it touches on the industrial part of the city. So there is where I'm building out the industrial park. And I just thought it'd be great with the industrial part there, and just to the left off screen is the airport, kind of the international airport. And if you want to know how to build an international airport, I have a video on that. And that one's doing quite well with, I think it's got about 1,500 views now on that one. And it's a reasonable airport. I'm also building a second airport on an island that will be in another video, not how to build the airport, but you'll just see it. There we go. So there's a plane flying across now, a couple of them. And I just thought it'd be really great to build a port area and some docks where we're servicing the industry and where we're servicing the airport. And so there's kind of an interconnected transport hub, I guess you could say. And if you're wondering where the train station is, I have since built a train station into the city and a train line, although not one that goes across. I haven't done anything with underground or bus transport as of yet. I plan to do that if I look at making this an Olympic city, because I'm probably going to need some pretty good transport. I bet that's a requirement of hosting the Olympic Games and things. So there's kind of some, I've already looked a little bit into it, and there's some kind of interesting events in the Olympic Games, which I'm wondering how I'm going to cover in this, in that video. I'm going to have to build a golf course and work out how to do some publicly watched tennis, because they don't have a centre court like you do at Wimbledon or Roland Garros or any of these other major tennis venues. But one thing I did find interesting in the game, actually, is they have a Welsh flag, and I am from Wales, and that's kind of fun. And so I've added that to a section of the city that I've built since building this port area here. And as you can see, this is developing. It's looking pretty full. Hopefully it doesn't look too crowded. But if you used to go to a marina, maybe not a port, but marina, they kind of look close in, but usually just enough to get ships in and out or large boats rather. And if you've got any ideas, by the way, of videos that you'd like to see, other things you want to be built, this was a recommendation. So somebody requested a port video, and so I've built this because somebody asked for it. But if you've got something that you'd like me to build or see how I would approach building it, please leave something in the comments and I'm happy to do that. Alternatively, if you've built like a port area and you think you've got a really good one that's kind of different, and either you've put it up on YouTube or you've got into the top 500 so I can view that. I don't know if there's another way of kind of sending me the ability to look at cities, but I'd love to see that. My city's actually called Cape Paravel. I don't know if it's in top 500 or not. I don't pay attention to that kind of thing. And I think probably the best way to get in the top 500 is visit other cities, and then they pay attention to your city, and you sort of give each other points, I think. But anyway, this video is coming to an end now. I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment. Please subscribe to the channel. The channel's growing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye now.